Welcome back, everybody, to the daily show where I'll be doing technical analysis on big mega cap stocks. So, before we get started, please hit that like button. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now, if you want to support the channel and get trade ideas like this one right here that we took last week and already collected a 70% profit, and there's so many others just sharing one right here, then definitely check out my link down in the description for Patreon. And if you go for that annual membership, you do save some money. And that's the one that I recommend because monthlies are fine, but you're not going to get anywhere with monthly memberships on Patreon. Now, what the market did today? Well, Dow is up 0.32% from a gap down. Nasdaq flat, S&P flat. It was down more than 1%, and Russell going down 0.42%. 11 sectors, and you can see risk off move here in the market. We got healthcare leading the way, and that actually led the way by UNH, basic materials, utilities, consumer defensive. So it's a defensive move today in the market, and you got technology lagging behind consumer cyclical and energy. Stock market map, what we have here on stock market map: Microsoft going up 1%, Apple down 1%, Nvidia flat, JPM down 1%, Google flat, Meta flat, Tesla down 2%. We played Tesla today, and it was a really nice $10 move to the upside. Amazon actually going flat on the day after going down, I think, almost 2%. And you can see, I mean, Modi's downgrade was pathetic because Trump was bashing him on, Truth social media that, it's a lagging indicator. And then Besant also came out over the weekend, or actually on Sunday morning, I think, and he said it's a lagging indicator, and they just went after him. And even Walmart, did not even escape from Trump and Besant because they were saying they're gonna raise some prices on Walmart because of tariff and all that, and Trump just went right after him. So he said, we're gonna eat up those tariffs, a little bit from our profit. At least that's what we know as of right now. Jamie Dimon says markets are too you know, uh, complacent on tariff, expects S&P 500 earnings growth to collapse. Now, I mean, this man is one of the richest men, so we'll see how that actually, works here with Jamie Dimon. But obviously, there are red flags that he's seeing, and so. I do not compare Jamie Dimon to, Modi's downgrade. A totally different story because it did not really work today. Whether it's a bull trap or just market shrugging everything off, it did not work today, guys. So I mean that is something that is happening right now. You can see S&P 500 X out at the sixth winning day as investors look past U.S. credit downgrade. So they were like downgrade. And who's doing it? Modi, do hell with it. We don't care. We're just gonna buy up the dips, and that's what they did. Unfortunately, I'm not that type of dip buyer. Market went down 1%, and I'm just gonna go and jump on it immediately. We did buy, day trade Tesla a little bit there, but nothing big. There were a lot of other positions that we had, including that GDX play. I was showing you guys right here that we sold for a 70% nice juicy profit. We also had UL calls that I did not take a screenshot here, so I won't be able to share with you guys, but it was really fantastic day collecting profit, and a lot of the things actually paid today. So we'll see how S&P 500, where things go tomorrow. But things that are going to push the market, these names are pretty much at the high or near their all-time highs, like Microsoft, Nvidia. Then you got some of the other names like Meta and Tesla. I mean, it's been going up for past couple days. And here's another one, that healthcare, guys. I did post a video on UNH last week. I think it was, I believe it was Friday or Saturday night. Boy, oh boy, already up over 55% on that play. And if anybody took this, let me know in the comment section. And there is also a video on it. I'm targeting 300% on that play. And I'm happy that a lot of my members are also on that play. And I hope they can get more return than me, more than 200-300% over time, and that would be fantastic because this thing got killed, and we pretty much bought this falling knife, and now finally this thing is paying off. And now let's get right into Microsoft. So Microsoft going up 1% despite all those warnings, Modi's downgrade, and what Jamie Dimon is saying right now. And what Walmart says that they're gonna pass on some tariff to the consumers, does not care, and this thing blasted through the resistance right here, 455. And you can see 2 days of consolidation, and now finally over that level. So the next level to watch, 465ish to even previous all-time highs, 468, and then maybe even a brand new all-time high, which is gonna be near 500. To the downside, critical level to watch on any pullbacks now, 455, 453.67, rising blue line on your screen, 5-day moving average, and below that 447 on Microsoft. On Apple, stock is down 1.17%. So Apple was down to 204, and I was waiting for 200 to come and possibly get some more Apple, but we didn't get there. And look at the candle here, guys. I mean, pretty much ate up the dip. And this thing came back up and now holding over 207. We gapped down today, so there is a gap near 210. We might be going there early as tomorrow unless we get another gap down and this thing gets under 207. In that case, we might be coming down here to 200 to close this gap from last week. Now, as long as Apple is over 207, it can fill this gap right here just below 210, and over that, you're going to see a push up to right here, this high, 214, and then maybe this gap comes into play right here, 221. On Google stock, it's up 0.26%. So Google also had that move to the downside. But look at this 5-day moving average was right there at 165. Support held, went back up, and now trading pretty much break even for the day or slightly up. So if this thing takes out 170, I mean, yes, there is a bear flag forming on the weekly time frame here, but that it's going to take time, and you can even see it on the daily time frame here. There is a bear flag pattern, and if this is going to play out, we will see this breakdown here on Google. But as of right now, if this thing takes out top of this channel right here, 170, then it's heading higher, possibly up to this high right here, 173, 176, and maybe even up here to fill this gap right here at 181. On AMD, it's down 2%. So quickly, one example I want to give you. So AMD was coming down here, and people that are subscribed to my channel watching these videos, and there is nobody out there on YouTube that covers all these nine tickers in one video on daily basis. There are people that cover, some of these big names like Apple, Microsoft, maybe Tesla, some stocks, not nine, stocks in one video, and not doing it constantly 6 7 days a week. It's impossible. And if you are actually subscribed to my channel, you'll know that as AMD was pulling back into this area, and I've been calling it that AMD is a long-term play. It's been down from $230 down to 76, 80, 90, even 100. It's down quite a bit. You're getting more than 50% discount. And the reason I bring this up, because if you're not subscribed to my channel, you missed it. And now when the trend changes, why I'm actually bringing this up, when trend changes, look at today. I was waiting to see if this thing fills this gap. Maybe I can open a day trade back up to the upside to this gap. And boy, oh boy, the buyers are so strong and the sellers are just not doing their job. This thing did not dip today. Well, maybe it will dip tomorrow, maybe in a few days, but it did not close this gap at 113. It remained right here at 114 to 115, close to the 5-day moving average. We did not close the gap on top today, and it just went sideways instead of going down and closing this gap. So when trend changes, everybody come and start chasing, and this is what happens, right? UNH, the stock I made a video on, there was a comment, just one comment, one bad comment. Well, not for me, obviously. That's their thought, thinking, how they're thinking about the stock. That the comment was like this, and I hope I'm saying what the comment was exactly. That it's building a giant bear flag, and I think it's a really risky play, and I don't think it's a good play. Now, all these videos I make for you guys, I'm not telling you to go buy anything. I'm not telling you to sell anything. The only thing that I buy and sell, and I just share that information only with my paid Patreon members. If I sell it, I'm going to let them know, hey, I'm out. If I buy it, I'm going to let them know, hey, I'm in. That is what I do, and then these videos come out because obviously maybe one day I'm going to share my YouTube payments that I get from this channel. And you'll be surprised. And a lot of people will think that, maybe this is why I'm here. I don't even make the coffee, or the tea, whatever I drink every day, or maybe a drink. Um, I spend more than that what I get in a month from YouTube. So these videos does not pay me anything. And all these channels, some of the channels are good channels out there, and I respect these people. But there are some channels out there. These people are doing it for. I mean, you'll see them going live every morning and just blah 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 for 3 hours, because that's all they do. They don't have a job. They cannot trade. They don't have an actual trading account. They're not involved in any trades, but they do know a little bit of technical analysis, some fancy charts, and then if these videos are coming out, there are some people that are, watching these videos. And the goal is to make that YouTube revenue and just provide for your family, which I get it. Totally fine. I'm not expecting everyone to be rich and, get that money. But obviously, I mean, uh, these people are putting a lot of fear into some of these new traders that are coming into the market, because all they see is crash, crash, crash. And when there is a dip like we had last month, April, it was more crash, 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 and don't buy anything. And then when trend changes and you miss out on a dip like AMD, that's why I'm bringing that point. It's gone. So UNH is another play. Well, the trend hasn't changed yet, but it's up like what? How much? Like 60, $70 from the bottom? It's going to change its trend. It's going to be like AMD. It's going to be like Nvidia. It's a big product, right? It's going to go. Eh, And if it goes, you're going to see the same thing. It was sell, 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 and now you'll just see buy, 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 and just keep buying, right? So AMD definitely 113, that could act as a support, and then 110, 106. To the upside, 116 right here could be a resistance to watch. 118 breaks, it's heading higher back up to 122. On Meta, it's absolutely flat on the day. We saw that dip and we saw that rip back up to the upside, and so far holding that support 638, and looks like it's heading back up and possibly will retest 5-day moving average 648. And if we get over that, the next level to watch 664. 638 gives up. Watch out for this gap to get filled at some point, but on its way there will be support at 614, and then the gap will reversal at 606.97 on Meta. On Amazon stock, it's up 0.28%. So Amazon, I took puts. That was last week here on Monday, gap up. And today, 200 puts pretty much going in the money, guys. Sold completely out, even though there is a gap, because I have a bunch of other positions. And if it's paying, why not take it and just use that money elsewhere, right? So I see a lot of the members, they already got out. I mean, that's just ridiculous that, you got in at the high right here, and then now it's coming down and you already got out and it's going in the money. You got to have, at least a little of patience with plays, and if you have that, you're gonna bring more money, and not just scalping long term or short term, calls or puts, just buying and getting out for peanuts, and then there was like 200% profit on it, right? So holding is the key, whether you are going short or long, or even if it's a short-term trade and you're green, you can just raise your stop loss and hold it, right? So Amazon, you can see, found support. We didn't even hit exactly 200, but bounced off of that level, went back up, and now there is a gap at 209-ish right here, 208.85. So if this thing crosses over to a 7.71, it can go up to this gap and possibly will retest 212 and then 216. Now, if this is just a dead cat bounce, we'll come back down to 200. And if that's out, we might be coming back and retesting 197.89, 13-day moving average, and then closing this gap right here below 195. On Tesla, stock is down 2.25%. So Tesla was the trade that I caught today at 334, getting 345 calls, and these were weekly calls, so it was a really good payment on Tesla. And sold at 342 because there was the gap and there was the 5-day moving average, and I got out right here for a nice juicy profit. And you can see it's still trading at 342, so that position, even if I was holding, would have been green, right? 330 key level of support, and now there will be resistance at 343.33. Over that, it's heading back up to possibly a retest of this high right here, 362. Below 330, there is going to be more downside, significant downside, possibly down here, 309 and then 307 to close the gap down here. For Netflix, another flat day, and this thing was down to 1171. But look at this, 5-day moving average moved up 1170 right there. It held and went back up. So if this thing breaks over 1200, it can go higher. But below 1170, the next support 1163, 1130, and then possibly down here to 1065. One thing I want to point out on Netflix, RSI remains overbought, and there is a bearish divergence right here. You can see the stock went higher and RSI made a lower high. And also on the weekly time frame, you can see the same thing. And the monthly is getting extremely overbought. Last time it happened right here, what happened? Boom, massive move to the downside. And the same thing is happening right now. Even before it had a decent correction right here. So Netflix definitely way overextended. Yes, it can go a bit higher, but this is a no-brainer chasing this at 1200. So Nvidia stock is flat on the day. Now let's talk about Michael Burry, right? This guy predicted a lot of crashes before and made money. A lot of the other things that he predicted and he showed it and he made money. So he's not somebody that's going to go away immediately and just go bankrupt, right? Obviously he knows something that we don't. So he's got a big position on Nvidia, and that is a short position, and earnings coming up also on Nvidia. So it's interesting to see that he's shorting here. I don't know whether he's going to add more if this thing pops, or he knows something that's going to come out of earnings where this thing will drop. And there is many gaps that opened up recently here on Nvidia. I mean, you can see gap right here, gap right here, gap right here, gap right here, and not to mention that other gap that I've been targeting for a long time, 68. We got close to it, but we didn't get there, right? So Nvidia is a very risky play right now, especially if you're buying here. I think it's due for a pullback, but knowing Nvidia, it can always go higher. So 136 breaks, the next stop would be right up here, 142 and then 144. 136 cannot break. You can see a lot of consolidation for 3 days, just like Microsoft. It cannot take it out. If this thing cannot take this out, then it would be coming down and possibly closing this gap right here near 131. And there is support also just below that at 130 and the 200 SMA and the strong support at 126. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll definitely keep you guys updated tomorrow night.